Oh, welcome back. Tonight we're gonna continue where we left last time with, let's see, we're working on the project, and basically my goal is going to be, for tonight at least, to get my Lambda, my Swift Vapor server, backend server, running on AWS Lambda. And last time we were hitting some issues, and I think I issue. So we were trying to run it on Lambda, and it kept on saying something about some cute. Couldn't find the bootstrap or architecture or something like that. And what I think's going on is when you build the Swift server, it has to be built on the same environment where it's going to run. Like, because I'm building it on an M1 Mac, it can't actually run on AWS because the running environment is actually Linux. So the solution, from what I'm hearing, is to build it in Docker before uploading. So we're going to try that out tonight. If we can do that, I'll be happy. So I've already logged in to AWS, and here you can see we don't have anything up yet. There's Lambda. There's nothing in here. Let's see, no tables. So the first thing we have to do is run our Terraform scripts to bring everything back. So let's see, where are we? Also notice, I think I've updated my terminal a little bit. I just installed OMI-ZHS, and it looks kind of nice. Just a little bit of cosmetic change there. I'm playing around with other tools with Carrie. Gonna try to get better at the terminal and set up proper tools and whatnot. But anyways, let's log in to AWS. Simply type in AWS SSO login, and we're logged into the terminal. Very easy. Next, we make sure the backend is initialized. Terraform init. And it should be, I don't have to run this, but just to make sure it's safe to do so. And then next we'll do Terraform apply. And it's going to create everything, including stuff that we don't need right now. Cognito, DynamoDB, Lambda, things like that. That should be fine. Everything we've set up in the last few days, all coming together. And then I guess while that's running, I will put up Insomnia. So a lot of these are local. So I'll just make a new one here. Let's call it Lambda. And I think here, internal server error. That's fine for now. We are expecting that because now if we go back to, if we refresh DynamoDB, if we go to tables, here's our main table on demand. Now let's go to Lambda. Here are our two functions. The echo function is for the API gateway WebSockets. Here's our Lambda, Vapor Lambda function. And if we go to monitor from what we did last time, actually let's go to CloudWatch just to see the logs. You can see we have a couple of streams. I can probably delete this one we're creating manually in Terraform. I can probably get rid of that. Let me do that now actually. This one I think we don't need. Vapor Lambda log stream. We don't need that because it creates it automatically. There's no point in doing that. But here we go. Couldn't find valid bootstrap. And I think there was another error. Maybe not. Okay, I think the reason for this error, so it gets confusing a little bit because so much is going on. But for now, let me go to infrastructure, revealed in Finder. So what's going on is it's uploading. Gotta name these better. I think this is from the initial time that we created the folder. And let's open this one. Yeah, so it's, notice how it's named app. We need to name that to Bootstrap. And then we can zip this up. And we'll upload it. And it doesn't really matter the architecture. Not right now, at least. There was a helpful link somewhere that I found this information. This was AWS Lambda Bootstrap. Here, custom, yeah, I think it's the custom runtime one. It's probably something like this. A custom runtime entry point is an executable file named Bootstrap. It can be the runtime or invoke another file. So, oh, yep. If it doesn't exist, see, so it says it right there clearly in the documentation. Luckily, I found that. I mean, of course, ideally, we'd read through all the documentation and would have known that beforehand. But that's a little bit impractical, so it's good that we're learning it as we continue. But with that said, it's been uploaded, and let's try it again. So we'll go to Insomnia, send, and we'll check CloudWatch logs once again. Here's the new one. Check it out. Execute format error. There's your second issue. So the first one is you need to have Bootstrap, the file named Bootstrap, the executable. Once it's named Bootstrapped, now it's the format error. Now this is where a second documentation that I found. Sorry, I was really researching this a little bit outside of the stream. Well, I shouldn't be sorry because this helps save your time. Saves you guys time. Saves you time. Okay, so Vapor, Swift, Vapor, build, Linux. Yeah, I think it's funny because this is actually on swift.org. This is not, it's not exactly what I was looking for. Is it this one? This one? What is this? Build for Linux on M1 Mac. Why did I spell Mac with a K? I saw something somewhere. I know I can archive. I'm trying Vapor. I created VMware Fusion. Here, best practice is to use a Docker image. See Vapor Doc for guidance. As an alternative, you can build the project inside Docker. Using Docker to deploy your Vapor app has several benefits. You can spin up reliably, run the same commands. You can use Docker Compose easily to test your app's ability to scale horizontally, even locally. Okay, so I have Docker installed already, just for some other projects. Docker's pretty helpful. And I think I tried it a few times with Swift. So let me delete some of these. Do I need these? Nah. I'll rebuild those if I need it. Okay. So how do we do this? So here's our backend. Oh, here's the bootstrap stuff. Let's delete these. And I guess we already have a Docker file in Docker Compose. Let's see what it does. From Swift as build. So this is the build side of things. This seems pretty nice. Maybe we can just use this. What does Docker Compose do? It looks like this will actually just run it. But it's kind of interesting because I don't really want to run it. I actually just want to grab a build from it. So let's see if there's some docs. Well, how about this? Let's just run it and see what we get. So to run a Docker Compose project, you just say Docker Compose up. It's that simple. And now it's downloading everything we need, including the Swift image on 5.10 Jammy. I'm assuming that's Ubuntu based. No idea. I mean, we could check just by copying that. Whoops. And here's the official Docker Hub. And I think it's this one, 5.10 Jammy. So it's like basically the latest one. And you can see here's the base configuration, base Docker file, where it's built upon Debian, actually Ubuntu 2204. So Ubuntu based. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. The first time it usually takes a while, but Docker has a pretty good caching system, so future times that should be a lot faster. Okay, but I still want to figure out how to grab a zip file. I don't really want to deploy on Docker. I want to build. Interesting. Static linking. So you can statically link the components of Swift standard library. Any transitive dependencies will be dynamically linked. There's also the static executable mode, which builds a self-contained library. It will statically link any dependency, including system. So this one, you statically link just the standard library, including foundation and dispatch. Otherwise, you can statically link everything. So like basically, we would probably want this because I don't know what's on the. I don't know what's on Lambda, but we probably want to just statically link everything. It's going to produce larger binaries. But Lambda is supposed to be kind of like self-contained. So like we don't need to depend on anything in the Lambda. The Lambda image is going to be the Amazon Linux 2023. So we could check that, and build it statically linking the standard library. If that works, that would make it smaller. So that's, that would be fine. But there is a chance it could break if they update their image, the Amazon Linux image. So that is a risk. If we statically link everything, it probably won't break. So that is also another nice thing about building it that way. That being said, none of this is actually helping me. So let's ask ChatGPT, our friend ChatGPT. I want to build my Swift Vapor project on my M1 Mac, but produce an executable for Linux, specifically to run on AWS. I heard you can use Docker to do this. How do I do this? Linux. It probably understands. There you go. It says Linux. So install Docker, create a Docker file. Here it is. Build it from Swift. That's an older one, but that's okay. Copy, start the application. Run the Docker, push. I don't want to run the project in Docker. I want to get the executable that Docker built. That Docker, what? Build the Docker image in your terminal and this Docker. Create a container from the image. Copy the executable from the container to your local. So I can probably just use this, even with the Docker image that I have here. Whoa. Oh no. Oh, it looks like they are using the static standard lib, although it didn't completely work. Now, why is that? I wonder. I think I had this issue last time too, which is unfortunate. All right, now we got to figure out build server issues. Fun stuff. What did I get myself into? Let's just copy all this. I get this error trying to build Docker. So we need to install OpenSSL. I guess it's this one. Okay. Unfortunately, like it doesn't explain exactly, but it looks like this one. Email lock. Okay, let's just do this. So we'll save that and we'll do it again. It's a very simple fix. It can be intimidating if you don't know why what's going on there. I mean, to be honest, I didn't know too much. I knew it had with OpenSSL because it says right there. So there's a dependency missing on the build server. So you just have to make sure that's there, and that should fix it, I think. Unless we get another issue. We'll see. We will see. Oh, but check it out. Xlinker email lock. And while it's building, let's just double check. Here is my Docker file. Does it look good? Minor suggestions, comments for optional uncomment lines if your app is on that. Okay. Check for existing directories before copying. Ensure permissions. Entry point command. Looks correct for running a Vapor server. Cool. Sounds good to me. Well, not much to do, but wait. So I said the caching system is pretty good. The problem and why it's going to take a long time now is because I actually changed a step early on in the process. So it kind of caches every individual step. And there's good practices on how to build Docker files, especially when it comes to package management. Like if you do npm install, they say ideally that should be, I forget. I think it's like earlier on in the process. I mean, it has to be in a good spot in the process. But usually when you work on projects, like you'll update the source code a lot more than you'll update the package.json. Therefore, the package.json should be before your build. But one of the later steps, like just before you make the build. In this case, I'm changing a fundamental or like an early on aspect of the system itself, installing libSSL. So it needs to redo this and everything after it. So the only thing it was able to cache is this, which is basically nothing. I think it does download this. It downloads the image, which helps, and you can see that here. Where is it? Here, this part's cached. According to this, it says it's cached. I don't know. Okay, here it is. Here is where it's running again. I don't understand why it said cached up here, but whatever, it's running. Check it out. Compiling. Where did we stop last time? I mean, we stopped here last time. It doesn't say how many. Oh, actually 1,000. Oh, no. Oh, it stopped early on. So we're getting a lot further. Almost done. That one's taking a while. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't take too long. At least figuring out the process to get it onto Lambda, because I don't want to stay up too late. And also, the faster we can get Lambda working, the the earlier we can move on to other interesting stuff like, I don't know, maybe UI aspects of things or AI parts of it, other interesting features. Like this is just something that we have to work through. Oh, what is this? Cannot open share no such files. Okay, this one's an interesting note. So it built everything, and I think it's trying to run it. That's interesting. So error while loading shared libraries. Well, let's just put that and see. Okay, so it's part of the here it is. It's part of the second part. So there's actually two stages: a building stage where it builds the image, and then this image runs it. And it's interesting the way it does it because it says from Ubuntu. Actually, oh, here's where it says as build. So here it creates a completely different Docker image. Like all this stuff, it installs dependencies needed for building. But once we get to the new package, we start from fresh. So like this one has Swift in it. This one, notice, it doesn't even have Swift in it because we just built a generic executable. So once we get to this image, we don't need anything needed for building Swift at all. It's just purely running. We're keeping this image a lot more minimal. And that's a better way to do it. So let's just do it one more time here. What I did here was uncomment libcurl4 libxml. This doesn't say anything about libxml, and that should be okay. Did I do it? Version is obsolete. Wait, did I save it? I think I have to say rebuild. No. I think when I said up, the image was already built, so it doesn't know that I wanted to build it again. So I'll just say build, and it looks like it should, again, start from here, because this is the step that changed. Run export Debian. This one. But it's kind of weird, because this has cached. Here it says run Swift build, which is strange because that's up here. Unless when I said build, maybe it was trying to build everything. It's a little bit strange, but okay. That's fine, we can wait. Okay, but while we wait, let's just make sure everything will work, and I need to figure out what steps I need to do next. Specifically, here, I am interested in this command. Once I probably, not anything, but I probably could have pulled pulled the executable already. I didn't need to build it because I don't want to run it in Docker. It was already built, but that's okay. Once my build is done, how can I get app of the Docker image? All right, looks like it's built. What if we say up? You know what, that's fine. I don't care anymore. Let's just try this out, shall we? Is it Vapor Builder? So this part I'm a little bit fuzzy on. I was gonna say, why is it Pomodoro Ba? It's backend. And it exited, so I think what that means is, I think it's the name. Let's double check here, because I think it copied from build. It copies from build to the /app directory, which we are going to /app, and then we're copying it. So what's the name? What is in a name? Good tip here. Docker PS. Well, that explains it. Okay, so does that mean I need to have it running? I wonder if there's another way. Like, what if I can just imagine if I can just click on view files? Wouldn't that be crazy? Oh. Okay. Here's all including the stopped ones. There we go. app/app./app. Hey, look at that, 170 megabytes. Wow, okay, well, we got it. No need for this. Wow, that's huge. Wonder if it's gonna work. Oh, hey, it's a lot smaller. Yeah. Froze. Hopefully it's still going. Oh, there we go. Now let's try it out. I'm actually not sure what to expect. I think it's still gonna error. Yep. But at least we have another log. Hey, look at that. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Okay, I think I know one other thing I want to do. So remember that other linking here. I'm glad we read the docs because I do want to try the other way. This is actually pretty helpful. This is like exactly what I needed, but that's okay. What do I find these options? Whoops. How about this? Swift, help, build. So I guess by default it does it dynamically. Okay, let's see. Let me think through this. Here's the logs. So the root of the issue is in the environment that we are running, which is the Lambda Amazon Linux, it can't load this, probably because it's not installed in that environment. So there's a couple of ways we can fix this. One, we could install it in that environment somehow. I'd have to figure out how to do that. Two, maybe we can pick another runtime environment. Like here's the runtime version is provided : Amazon Linux AL2. I could pick another one that might have libcrypto, but that's probably not going to be likely. And three, I was thinking of statically compiling the app so it does all dependencies, links all dependencies statically, and not transitive, not only the core standard library ones, including the transitive ones. You have to pack the native SO files with the layer. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of makes sense. Okay. So, how do we do that in Swift? I feel like it is basically this one, but I thought there was another one. It's like pretty old. This name seems familiar. I think I saw him at a Swift functional conference talk before. Whoa, what is this? Ext Swift C. Static. Okay, how about this? Wait, what is this? These are just pitches. Okay, how about the Swift compiler statically link dependencies. What if I do that specific one? What about this? What's NB stand for? Build everything with optimizations with static link and using, what's this X linker thing? Maybe I need to use that. What was the issue I was getting? This one. This one. How about this? Swift X. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT. I'm running the app on AWS AWS Lambda, but getting this issue. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Maybe I should have just started with that. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Didn't it also fail locally? Wait, actually, why does it say libxml? Hold up. Actually, that's a different one, but we do still want to do something here. Copy here. So that way when we copy it, we are copying not just the app, but everything from the app. So let's try this out, see if that works. So we're not changing anything about the Swift compiler. We're literally just going to take the file and zip it up. I mean, sure, why not, right? The only concern I might have a little bit is we're running this on a Ubuntu machine. And I'm assuming the environment is going to be similar, although that's not really guaranteed. If we did it from Amazon Linux from this instance, it would be a lot closer, and this will probably work on that machine. So I'm going to try this first, and if this doesn't work, we'll try it the other way. We have some options. I mean, it's all Linux, so I think it should work. We'll see. Doesn't feel like too much programming tonight. It's just build configuration stuff. It's DevOps stuff. Which nothing's wrong with that. It usually takes a while to build Docker stuff. In the meantime, this one's interesting. Oh. Okay, well, I was worried about that. Cannot. How about this? So hopefully this will be a lot faster. Oh, it's still running Swift build. That's weird. Because I only changed it at the end, so something doesn't seem right. It shouldn't have been building. Well, that's frustrating, because that's going to take even longer now. But that's just fine. If this doesn't work, I'm not exactly sure where we can find it, so we'll just do what ChatGPT suggests, and we will do this. Wonder what this libje malloc or libgemalloc. It seems like it has something to do with memory allocation. JE. Let's find out. That's all it does, memory allocation. But what does it mean? What's JE stand for? I mean, okay. Seems kind of random putting JE in front of it. Oh no, okay. Plan B. Copy. All right, so plan B is try that out. Except from the copy step, we'll do this. I wonder.
is here. Why does this keep on showing up? Stop. Okay, so we're going to say the owner's Vapor. Not even sure if we have a Vapor. This is kind of interesting. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of modification here. So we're saying from staging app, we're going to take that and we're going to put it in /app/bootstrap, not var task. And then from here, we'll do we'll do the same thing here. So after yum, we'll add a user. We'll switch to the new home directory. Actually, we'll do all three of these. And we'll say the entry point is and I don't actually want to run it, so I will leave this commented out. However, I'm curious to see if this works. So it's going to download Amazon Linux, and it looks like that was really fast. Download already. Whoa, it's building both at the same time. That's cool. Wow, check it out. It's doing it in parallel. So it knows that when it does the build, it got to the Swift step here, Swift build step, and that takes a while. But it doesn't need that step until this copy step. So it runs this one in parallel, running the yum step, yum install stuff, until it gets to this point. Let's skip all of this then. We'll keep that. We don't need that. We don't actually need that. Just gonna comment this out actually. Let's try it again. And hopefully it doesn't need to do the yum update, yum install stuff again. Yeah, so it is cached. Here it is, app stage 1. So it is just waiting. It should have switched. Yeah. I think because, actually this is new because I removed the step before that, which was the add user. Why does it keep on running this step over and over again? If I can optimize this step. That would help save a little bit of time. I don't think anything changed as far as I can tell. Here's copy the rest of the source files. And here's copy the entire repo. Actually, okay. I kind of want to fix this. Here is my current Docker setup. I can't see what changed. Here's build, copy, resolve, skip, update, force true, copy everything, work directory staging, copy, find. Public resources, run image, yum clean all. So it could be this one. Okay, so they removed libssl dev. That's interesting. Looks like it will still fail. Actually, So this one is saying like it should be 0. And we'll just build it. Is to separate and build steps. We kind of already did that. What is different? Ah, jeez. What is show me exactly which lines are different. I can't see it if you give me the entire file. And they give a diff. We already have before this. This looks exactly the same. What? Ay, come on, ChatGPT. Okay, these are the times where it gets annoying because it doesn't understand logic. It's just spitting out whatever. This is like kind of hallucination, or it's gaslighting me, man. This is exactly the same. I don't see it. Between give me the give. What? There. Come on. This is exactly the same. Okay, fine. This is different. That's literally the same thing. This is painful. Okay, this is not being helpful anymore. Now we're just wasting time with ChatGPT. Okay, let's go to... Man, I feel like I was doing that so long, I don't even remember what I was doing. So... there's no such file or directory. And one of the suggestions it kind of did was somewhere. It kind of updated. Let's do this for now. I think it could have been optimized by just saying like sources. Okay, actually I'm gonna try that out. It might still have to do it once. I don't know, I typed repo. VLIC copy tests. Okay then. My concern was that maybe something was changing outside here. Like, oh, we're changing the Docker file. That's why it wasn't caching it. Like, I'd have to ignore the Docker file. That's interesting. So now it should actually be a lot faster. Because once it runs through like these 3 copies, nothing changes. So it should use the cache version of these and then the cache version of that. So the next time we build, that's going to be a lot faster. Glad we figured that out. That should save us a lot of time. Okay, so we make the build. And then in the Amazon Linux image, we get the file. And yeah, I think this time I just grab the file, zip it, upload it, see what happens. It's probably going to fail again, but that's, at least we'll have this starting point to where maybe I can try to find the crypto stuff. Or I wonder, maybe I should just try to run it here, because this is the same image, Amazon Linux. So So like, maybe I should just try running it. And it should be quick to run because the caching stuff is figured out. Yeah. You know what? Let's just try to run it. Whoops. Well, you see, it's a lot faster, at least. There we go. Okay, that's kind of cool. Because this is actually pretty good. Because this is... Okay. I think it logs me out every hour. But as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted, going back to the logs, that error that we saw in Docker is actually exactly the same error that we saw on AWS. So if we go to the latest here, libcrypto so3 cannot open shared object file, no such file or directory. No such file or directory. So what that means is if I fix it in this Docker container, we will fix it in Lambda. So let's do that. How do we do that? Do I just uncomment these two? Let's try building it. Check out, it's so fast. I love it. Now this is the speed that we need. Instead of waiting like a minute, 2 minutes. Because that kills so much speed, so much, that just ruins the flow. I'm just gonna copy everything actually. Okay, specify path. lib64 is not on the base image. The path to the library can be different in different base. Let's find the correct path. Oh, check it out. Okay. Let's just try running that and see what happens, shall we? Okay, I guess I'll just type that in manually. So we're searching the root, or we're searching the entire thing for the entire file structure, the entire file system for libcrypto.so. Hey, look at that. What was the issue? Cannot. What? Oh, there's no dot. There's no. So it's not 1.0, it's .10. Did I copy it wrong the first time? Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. So now let's build it again. And let's run it. Is this the expected library name? Let's just try it. I thought it wanted 3. I mean, I think we should change this to .so.3. wonder if I installed all of those. Nope. Oh well. That's something I can potentially, hey, there we go. But does 3 exist? I don't think 3 exists. I searched for it already. Yeah, check it out. So I'm gonna rename 10 to 3. Actually, let's just do that. Hey, that's a different error. Okay, so let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Whoops. Which is not included. You need to ensure you need installed and the necessary library is copied over. There we go. Hey. I feel like that's basically a bug. I think it's because it's streaming in text by text, so then it flashes every single time it prints a new character. It's really annoying. Okay, so because I changed a dependency up here, it's gonna have to restart from up here. So that's why it took a little bit longer. But now, since it ran those, that should be cached. And now once I change it down here, was 2 the version I was looking for? Yeah. I'm just gonna assume it's 10 for now, but that's gonna be faster. Yep, there we go. Okay, so this is running that instance. And now we find that, and it's not there. Okay, the problem is we need to run the instance. So here we can say docker ps -a for all. Docker run rm interactive terminal. We'll say that instance, and then we'll use bins bash. We'll use docker desktop. That's another way to do this. So we go in here. And what I want to do is wow, so many paid stuff here. Remember when Docker used to be open source and free? Now it feels all, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting paid. They have brought a lot of value. But basically, we were trying to connect to the instance. Okay, here's how we can do it. So we're going to install those dependencies in this image that I'm running. Right there. Oh, here's interesting. And then I guess we can do this. Huh? Oh, that's interesting. Fascinating. So that's actually not doing anything. All right, so let's take a look at the definition. Okay, this is kind of cool. So it's using it from Alpine, which is a really small Linux distro, really good for hosting stuff because there's very minimal things installed. However, that means sometimes it's a little bit of a pain to use for reasons like this. So Linux Alpine Gemalloc. Maybe it just means general purpose. That's interesting. I don't really trust that. Swift. Okay, starting to get tired. Copy from builder, Gemalloc 2. I wonder if we will have to copy it. We could try. Because Alpine, I think, is Ubuntu. But let's try it out. So here's what we're going to do. Let's try that. You know what I should not have done? Should have kept that. What? I did do build. Oh, I'm messing everything up. What did I change? I didn't touch anything. Where's latest? Let me try this. Oh, now that works. Huh? Did I? Oh. That's why I called it builder. That's silly of me. Not found. Okay, so. Getting closer. The static version of Shemalloc is incompatible with the Swift runtime. So what does Xlinker do? Swift help build. So when you say Xlinker, it pass flag through all linker invocations. The flag is -L JE_malloc. What's NB stand for? I'm getting my head. Man, I'm like way deep into this, but I feel like we're close. Let me see where we're at. Okay, so let me try to remember. I think we're having a problem with lib JE_malloc. So we're trying a couple of things, including trying to install it on this machine, but the problem is it said no package available. Yum. Okay, I think we might have to point to a source or something. Well, that's what I want. Oh, come on. Make cache refresh. Dare I do it? Sure, why not? The problem is I don't actually want it here. I want it here now. Did not complete successfully. Make cache. Okay, well that didn't work. How about this? Alpine Linux. Are we using? Probably not, but let's. Nope. I don't really want to do this. Do I have to do this?
This is basically telling me to build. to build it. Am I desperate enough to do that? A little bit. What version of Alpine am I using? 3.17 Alpine Linux 3.20. Alpine has a weird environment. I mean, it's cool, it's great and all. Did it install? Okay, let's do this again. So previously, gem install. Oh geez, it's no package available. It said the same thing before. JE malloc not available. Okay, I'm not gonna give up yet. We do still have more options. I didn't want to option, but I am left with not many choices right now. Here, this guy. So Anani Chun, 6 months ago. I am going to use your code. Let's see if it works. I don't know why there's 2 different versions here. But here, this is what I'm going to do. 3.17. Which is interesting because I feel like I could have just used the Amazon image as a base.
But APK doesn't seem to exist. We tried it here. APK command not found. So hopefully this will work. From base as build. Oh, we have a build. Build Gemalloc. Now we just have to figure out what version of Gemalloc we want. 5.3.0, why not? Docker var local var. Um, 3.0. Okay, so, and the last step here, this was actually not as bad as I thought. Now we copy from build Gemalloc to app. No, let's try it out. I have no idea if this is gonna work. It would be great if it worked. Because I feel like that gives me a technique for fixing another project that has a similar issue. Because in general, I actually do like running stuff on Alpine's great. It's very minimal as a base image to use in Docker or for cloud or for anything. It's very minimalistic. That's the great part. The problem is, well, now you got to figure out if you need any dependencies. Now you got to handle it yourself. That's the great thing about using Ubuntu or many other distros, where it just includes a lot of default dependencies that you might need. But that's the downside because, well, in exchange, your image has to be like, what, 4 gigs or more, which is not necessarily a bad thing if you only have to do that once. But for cloud images or Docker, where you want things to run really fast, that's where the value comes in. Whoa, it didn't fail. What? Did it work? I think that worked. Oh my god, it's a different error. I'm happy about that. That's surprising, but I'll take it. Okay. Next up we have Arch 64.
Oh. I'm actually a little bit worried about this one. Because I think actually this is the exact library that I had issues with before and I never figured it out. And I think ChatGPT is not being helpful anymore. If we can if I can solve this one, it's actually going to be really good. Wow, I am building so many things from source. Luckily, it hasn't changed too much. The interesting part is it looks very similar. Check it out. You download the version. And you download it into this file. And then you unzip it. And you go into it. And then you run configure make install. And then now here from build muscle. We will. Let's try that out. Do you think that's gonna work? My terminal's going bonkers. What happened? Did not complete successfully. Is it because it's trying to do curl? Oh. Okay. Should have just left it at curl. Oh. Let's see what's in there. So I just copied it. So we got libSSL, libcrypto, libjamalloc, and a couple of the malloc ones, but we don't see Mussel. And that's because the file name is probably not right. Don't want that. Okay, I want to figure out what the output looks like. Where's the files? Wow, this is an interesting Git interface. But I just want to see files. There we go. I think I want to see the make file. funny, funny comments. I wonder who wrote that. So what I'm looking for now is when we do make install, what does it output? I'm not actually too familiar with make install, but here it is. My guesstimate of what's happening is when you do make install, make will look for the make file, and then we'll call this command install, which runs 3 different installs: install libs, install headers, and install tools. And these are here. So what that does is something. Like, let's say install libs, all libs /libs % equal. Wow, this is a foreign language to me. So there's a couple of interesting ones. Like libc is interesting. Header files. This one's kind of interesting. The symlink ld-musil, because I don't know, it has the architecture in here. Yeah. Which files is that from the make file? From the make file, the target of interest turns out not found would be the linker-loader libc.so, which is referred to in the make file as part of the shared loaders. Okay, so what we're looking for is libc.so. Whoa. That's interesting. It gave me the Docker to do it. wonder if this is gonna work. So close. Whoa. No such file or directory. It's right there though. Is it because of Xlinker? So did I have to set architecture? It's not the right one. Probably shouldn't have put it there. Yeah, that's fine. If I was able to put it after the curl, it would have cached the curl step. But that's fine. That's just fine. I'm thinking a lot about Docker step optimization. Well, nothing really changed. Just delete this. Okay, so where are we at? We are manually building the library musl. And we're trying to, we copied it over to Amazon Linux 2. However, and the file is there. However, when we run Bootstrap, it says cannot open shared object files, no such file or directory. Even though I copied it exactly. It's as if it's not linking properly. How do apps link?
apps link. Point to so file lib. Swift. Swift linking. The Swift ecosystem presumes Linux is glibc, and it presumes it's very, very, very deeply and very, very broadly. Divorcing these two concepts is going to be very, very radical at the stage. And it comes from a person who makes radical changes for fun. So unless you want to prosecute this, Linux is not libgc patch. You're gonna have a bad time. There should be better ways to handle pick-a-libc in the package manager or something, but I'm not quite sure. LLVM. Whoa. Anyways, I've written this patch which does build with Moosel, although it breaks libgc build. So obviously it's not mergeable. There are similar patches floating around, but they're out of date. One does not simply. Research suggests that I'm not the first to be vaguely interested in getting. Yeah. Who is this guy? This guy's pretty smart. Drew Crawford. Also Drogoff. Drogoff follows me on Twitter. And he replied to one of my comments a long time ago. Pretty cool guy. Pretty nice guy. Pretty smart guy. There he is. Super active in the community. I should probably be more active as well. I can believe LLVM and Clang only builds against libgc, but that's not necessarily a problem for compiled executables. Does target CodeGen for Linux have dependencies? It supposedly targets Darwin, BSD, glibc, and Windows. And as you've noted, many people have gotten Rust and other LLVM-based languages to target Moosel already. Oh, Rust is a LLVM-based language. At the source level, it would be nice to standardize a portable POSIX module, though that, of course, is a fairly involved project. Portable POSIX model. That'd be cool. Oh, is it? This is like almost a decade old, and it's exactly the same problem I'm having. I was attempting to build Swift on a system, specifically Alpine, which does not have glibc package. It may be very well possible to design a cross-compile toolchain to build glibc-free Swift executables from a glibc system. They don't include a Moosel macro to encourage maintainers to make their software more POSIX. While I do think they should add one to encourage adoption of it, I was wondering how much does LLVM Swift depend on glibc? Linux does support LLVM. Whoa. Wait, when did the timeline jump? That was between these two. Wow. That's like a 6-year jump. This is like the second time I've hit the issue with Alpine and Moosel. Would be nice to solve. Usually I have Alpine as a suggested version to use in production. Yep. I hope I'm not at a dead end. freshly built Clang from Apple's fork. This is pretty recent. This is pretty recent stuff. Man, how am I gonna solve this issue? Okay, like all I want is Swift to run on AWS Lambda. I'm sure that's done. That has been done. Okay, AWS offers several tools. Use dynamic linking, therefore bundle the required zip libraries in the zip package. You may choose to link statically, which could improve performance, but it requires additional linker flags. To build the Lambda for Amazon Linux 2, that's what I need. Use the Docker image published by... Okay. Okay. So my understanding of this is the Swift folks are telling us to run Ubuntu, not Alpine. Alpine will be a lot smaller, probably a lot faster, a lot more minimal. But the biggest problem is MUSL, the smaller libc, doesn't really work well on Alpine. Or doesn't really work well with Swift, because Swift is built upon the standard libc and doesn't really work well with Musl, glibc I should say. Therefore, the recommended approach is to use Ubuntu directly, which should have the standard libc. I wonder if you can do custom. I wonder if this works. Wait, why am I using this one? We can try it out. Okay, we'll go for like maybe 20 more minutes before calling it. Wait, what? Can I just do this? I don't understand. Why is it wanting Mosul? If you run your function as a container, they're too old to be for a Go Lambda function. Okay, I'm learning something. This is actually kind of interesting because I do have a Go project that currently I'm just building. I'm just building it into an executable and uploading that in a zip file. But I do have some issues where I have two executables, one to run locally and one to run on AWS because I am using a wrapper. But what if I use a Docker image? You can use the no RPC. Let's build from oh, this uploads it to ECR. That's not exactly what I want. I don't really want to use Oh, that's frustrating. Oh man, I don't really want to use ECR because I don't know. I feel like it might be a little bit slower. Because like normally ECRs are for Fargate, AWS Fargate instead of Lambda. And I feel like there's I don't really want it to actually run Docker when running Linux, when running Lambda. Ideally that should just be the smallest thing. Then again, Lambda probably does run a Docker image, so it probably doesn't matter too much. I'm gonna try it out. I guess I just don't want an extra thing in ECR. Elastic Container Repository. Why is it using Moosel? If Swift depends on glibc, why is it looking for Moosel? That doesn't make any sense. Right now I am. Okay, another idea. What if I switch okay, first let's try this. Whoops. It's probably gonna be the same, but we're gonna need to do this. Cool. Yeah, I actually haven't uploaded. So what I'm gonna do is zip this. Actually, let's zip this. Wonder how big that's gonna be. Wow, that's large. Not ideal, but we'll try it out. Oh, wait, actually. The last one was barely large enough. too tired for this. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it. I'm probably gonna have to think about it a little bit more. Unfortunately, it's a little bit more complex than I was thinking. All right, so let's do a summary. Today, I originally thought the issue was when it was complaining about the execute runtime format error. I thought it was just because we built it on M1 Max and we needed to use Docker to fix it. And we kind of did. I mean, we used Docker to build it and we got further. We got past the format error, the runtime format error. However, we started running into shared library errors. And we were fixing it one by one as we were working through the Docker file. We were copying like libcrypto, libssl, libjemalloc. So we were getting past those. And then the granddaddy, the big issue library was libcmusil, and we did some research on the history of like how Swift is mostly built on. We did a lot of research. How Swift is built mostly on glibc, and it's really difficult to build it on Musil because there's a lot of assumptions that they're using, which won't work on Musil. I don't know why it's looking at Musil. Look through some conversation that people were having about this generic topic. Look through how Swift has a runtime for Lambda specifically, but that's built upon Ubuntu. Oh, also realize that the Amazon Linux 2 and 2023 is built upon Alpine, which also Alpine has issues with Musil. And then I think there is one more thing. So like we could switch it, right? With Lambda, we could use containers, and I might go with that. I'll have to think about what we want to do next time. But Lambda can run Docker containers. I think if you upload to ECR and then point it to that, which we might have to do that. Might have to do that. Just because this is the second time in a couple of years that I've hit Alpine and Musil issues, and I've still not found a way around it. And according to the people on the Swift forums, oh, this is a tough issue, and it's been like decade. This seems like a decade-long issue. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna head to bed. I think this was good progress. We learned a lot. That's the most important thing. Learned how to build a couple of projects. It's just weird that it's not working, even though the library is in there. Still can't find it for some reason. We'll debug more later when we're refreshed. But for now, I'm tired. We'll head to bed. Thanks for joining me. Hi, everyone.